Welcome to Welcome to episode 8 of Cinema Kane Cinema Reviews. I'm your host, Cinema Kane, and today we're going to be talking about the 40th anniversary of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. When I first saw Fast Times at Ridgemont High, it was at the beginning of the DVD era. And I remember that I rented the VHS tape, and the quality of the VHS tape, I don't know how long the VHS tape had been in that video store, but the quality was terrible. And if you know the particular scene I'm talking about, the tracking was always messed up around the infamous pool scene. And I was kind of frustrated by that. My family had just gotten a DVD player at the time. So I remember I returned the tape to the video store and I looked to see if, because they had just started stocking DVDs, I looked to see if the DVD was there, and it was. So I rent the DVD, take it home, able to watch the movie and actually enjoy it this time. And it's funny because you see a movie like Fast Times for the first time, and you don't necessarily realize how iconic or important it is. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is one of the few teen movies that have been selected for, I guess you could say, preservation by the Criterion Collection. Criterion Collection, I'm a physical media collector. I love physical media. I have tons of DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, and the Criterion Collection, for those of you who don't collect physical media, basically they are a company that produces Blu-rays and DVDs and 4Ks, and they're very selective with the titles that they pick to put onto or put into their collection. They have only picked, as I said, 3 teen films to be part of the Criterion Collection. And those 3 films, if you're curious, are currently Dazed and Confused, The Breakfast Club, and most recently, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, why would a company like Criterion say, oh, well, these are worthy and these are not? Well, in the case of Fast Times, it's, to me, very obvious why they would have picked it. And the reason is because this film has some very kind of taboo or shocking material in it that you can't believe that a teen film from 1982 was actually, doing content about or making a statement with in their movie. A good example of this is they tackle abortion. They tackle teens having sex too young. They tackle the drug use. There's I feel like I'm missing some things, but the point is, this stuff was not really in every teen movie, or if it was treated more as a joke. Whereas in Fast Times, it went back and forth between the humor and the truth of the actual subject that we're talking about. On top of that, you've got a great soundtrack that includes many artists of the early 80s that are still prominent today. Now, the biggest reason I think Fast Times has stuck around as a cult classic and just a classic in general, really, is because of the fact that you've also got characters that you actually like. In particularly, Jeff Spicoli, who also has some of the most quotable dialogue of the entire film. The reason Jeff Spicoli is as good as he is because, to me, you can trace back every stoner or surfer character ever, specifically to Sean Penn's performance as Jeff Spicoli in this movie. You watch this movie and you see him doing the whole whoa, that's awesome. And you realize, well, wait a minute. Bill and Ted, the Ninja Turtles. I mean, I know the Ninja Turtles are a stretch, but still, you've seen characters just like Spicoli in other things. And as a result, you may go, oh, well, that's very original, but in truth, they're all just, in a way, at least, carbon copies of Spicoli. Now, on top of that, you got Phoebe Cates, Judge Reinhold, Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's just a really well put together cast. And in a way, you could almost say that Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a companion piece to Cameron Crowe's movie Almost Famous. Because Cameron Crowe was very young when he started working for Rolling Stone magazine. And he decided to go undercover at a high school. And he basically just spied on the students, and he got in with them, and he wrote about the things he saw and heard, and wrote a book. And that book is what Fast Times at Ridgemont High is based on. And I've always found that really interesting, because you think to yourself, who's this, 20-something-year-old guy posing as a teenager think he is? But then at the same time you go, that's why it's so interesting, because you have this journalistic look at the life of teenagers in the late 70s, early 80s. And from what I've been told, it's very realistic to how it was during that time period. I will leave you on the immortal words of Jeff Spicoli, who once said, "All I need are some tasty waves of cool buzz, and I'm fine." Aloha, Spicoli. I'm your host, Cinema Kane. I hope you've enjoyed this Cinema Kane review, and I'll see you next time at the video store.